morning, guys. I haven't put up a video in a few days, but you know what? I really don't feel good. Woo. Well, you know what? In this industry, I'm not saying you can't tell your dispatcher you're sick and you can't roll, because there is a safety thing to it, right? If you can't roll, you just tell them you need a day of just not moving, right? But when you do that, the freight doesn't get nowhere. They got to reschedule the load. Sometimes that has to happen, right? We're sick, but it ain't quite enough to stop me just yet. Although I am going to have to stop a few times today for sure. I'm at an Indiana rest area. This is where I park. And I got to throw away my trash. I'm way back there. I actually got to walk way up here to find me a trash can. And they want to know, you know, you see trash, bags of it like this, actually sitting in the parking lot. Because drivers are too lazy to walk to the front, I guess. But they need more, honestly, they need more trash cans. Yeah. I mean, I got lucky. I was able to just walk up here, right? And then the hole ain't big enough to get it in there. Get it. This is a pretty big rest area, really. I think it is. Because they got another lot over there. So Indiana did right with this rest area. But I'm going to show you guys something. We pretty much, especially like it's a cool morning, right? So you don't have to idle. But you don't have to idle, right? And so I use my Honda, and I pretty much do that so my TV and my refrigerator and everything won't beat the hell out of my batteries, right? But I'm going to show you guys something. I have a cold engine, and before I start my engine up, I look at it because I didn't have to idle. I gotta find my truck. It's over here. I was walking to the wrong truck. There's our Hummer. We do have the reefer is going. We got it set for 20 below. We have ice cream. I got 2 seals. Let's go back there and make sure our seals are on. This is how the jukebox actually looks at his truck before I take off. I guess everybody's got their own way of doing inspections. I got 2 seals. Yeah. You can tell it's cold. Look at the frost. Huh. Look at that frost. That might mean there's a little bit of leakage, huh? I had a tire replaced yesterday. I had to go get a tire fixed. I'll show you guys that in the clip too. But right there, had a nail in it. Now we're not really looking at the lights right now because I don't have the truck running. I just came to looking at it before I started up. And both of my mud flats are there. I just wanted to make sure that seal, because if the seal would have been broken, I would have been calling the company, the authorities. They were at 18 below. You hear the Honda? There's my dish. We'll be shutting the Honda off here in a minute. And believe it or not, Now it's on echo. If you guys know anything about a Honda generator, it's on echo. But with it on echo, it can run everything in my bunk, and it will actually last longer than 10 hours. Yeah, on 1 gallon of gas. I'm not lying. In a 34-hour set, if I was on a break, it would only take 2 gallons of fuel. No joke. It does good. See, this is what I mean by echo. You hear it? It's not loud at all, right? And it's on echo. See that? And I haven't put no gas in it since yesterday, or before I went to bed. I'm sure it's pretty low right now, but it's still running. But I want to check something here. See, it's cold. I could touch any part of this engine right now. It's cold. Just making sure. I see something wet right there. I do. I'm looking at my belts. I'm making sure they're not, like, you know, trying to come apart, or look at my shoes and my suspension. I filled this up yesterday. That's my washer fluid. See, I can touch any part of this engine, even the turbo, because it's cold. This is really the best time to look at your motor, because if you have to touch something, you can. Just looking at my you see that right there? See that wire right there? You guys see that? That is the actual cable that will disconnect my batteries. If this truck was to not run, or say it's running and all of a sudden it stops, that would be one of the first places I would look. It says battery cable to starter bypass cutoff switch. Disconnect cables at battery to isolate starter and cable. Other words, guys, that's the ground. That's the main ground. And I'm looking at my brakes and suspension over here. And again, I'm looking, it's a serpentine belt, so if it looks like it's about to rip or come apart, or if I see any thread, there is a danger that that belt can break. Yeah, it's looking good. And what I'm mainly looking at, like my leaf springs, I want to make sure they're not cracked, you know. Make sure they're not anything missing. I mean, I'm no mechanic, and doing an inspection doesn't mean you are a mechanic. But as a professional truck driver, you're supposed to do an inspection on your vehicle. You know, you're kind of looking to see if you can see anything before it happens, so you can get it fixed. Because if D.O.T. spots it, he's not a mechanic neither. He's just an inspector. But if he sees it, it could be a ticket, you know. My shocks look pretty good. I don't see any bulge in there. Or, yeah. That's I don't see no oils or anything actually around my turbo. Looks pretty solid. Alright, well, we're gonna shut the hood now. Everything's good underneath. You know what? Let's check one more thing. I didn't actually check my oil. Ah, we're good. We did have an oil change, and the reason why I didn't have to really wipe the stick off is because I didn't have the engine running, right? So that if you don't idle your truck in the morning, that's the best time to look at the level of your oil, because it's going to give you the true level, the true reading anyway. Shut the hood. That's where that car, if you guys remember in a video, that's where that car hit me. The one I did the spun out, peeled some tape or some paint, some scratches, but didn't take my bumper off. That's good. Now we gotta actually shut the Honda off. It's not easy to do, Twanny. Get in there. There we go. Now I'm going to show you guys how I came to do this. This door on. Nope. I got to open up that side box right there. Be careful. Make sure we don't get hit, right? Well, before I shut the Honda off, I put it in high. Shut the air valve there, and then I usually unplug it. I gotta sit you guys down for this one. Well, hopefully you can still see me, right? But I usually know I got a knot in it. Oh well. But I usually take my extension cord, and this is the cord that is actually, I'll show you guys here, but I actually got a surge thingy that's got several plugs in it, and I usually plug that into that cord's inside the truck. I'll show you. Alright, now we're going to start the truck. Start the truck before I plug in my inverter. Turn off some fans. Let it go through its cycle. Okay, now I normally take my cord, because this is the other end of that cord that goes out to the Honda. But I usually, and I got another cord here, and plug that in. See, I'm only without power just for a tiny bit. Then I turn this on. Yep. And that's the thing I was talking about. See that little surge thingy there? That's my cable box. I think that's TV. That's my light back there. And that is my refrigerator. So my cable box, or my inverter is actually running everything there. See, 14.3 is what I've thrown. It's not even really throwing any amps. You know, some people think because it's a refrigerator, don't that take a lot of juice? Once that thing is cold, it don't hardly run. I mean, it comes on to keep the coldness there, but it doesn't have to. It's like, it's not like it's new, right? So, or coming from a warm start, it's actually it's still cold, but it's not really using any juice. And the way I know that it is on is, see the light down there? It's showing green and red. You guys see that? That tells me it is on. The TV, see, it's the red and that, it tells me it's on too. So now all I got to do now is take the buoys out. We'll be right back. I got the buoys out. I got to take a hand out here in a minute. I'll take these guys out, let them go bathroom. We're almost ready to roll. This ain't the first time I took them out though. I took them out once already, like when I first woke up. But I take them out again before we leave. And they're usually good for about 2-3 hours. Then I gotta stop again. Let them go bathroom, you know, let them go potty. About every 2-3 hours, that's what I do. Now, Jake, you kinda Thank God I don't have to put Pooh Bear on a leash. I wouldn't be able to show you guys this too much. Well, let's go get old Panda now, okay? And we got old Panda out. Yeah. She's a little more free spirit. I don't dare take her off a leash. Not yet. Yeah, I will be out there in that road. Not because she's running from me, she's just running, right? She'll have a lot of exercise to get out. The only way I can control her is making sure she's on a leash. Well, anyway, guys, we're gonna do our best to make a sort of a video today. I'm just not feeling too good, so I had to show something. I don't know. We're not very popular out there. I understand that. Don't care really if I am or not. As long as the people that are dedicated to me and really like to see what I'm up to and what I'm doing, that's good enough for me. There are some YouTubers that were meant to be YouTubers, and there's some that weren't meant to be YouTubers. And I'm just, remember, I live out here on the road. Don't really, you know, I don't go camping or fishing. It's not that I don't like to, it's just I don't, because I'm out here on the road. I don't really go home, I stay out here on the road. I'm probably the only trucker YouTuber that stays out here on the road. And there is a lot of anti-truck driver people out there, or anti-truck people out there, and that's probably the only reason why I'm not really growing too much. But the ones who are following, thank you. And as long as you guys are watching, I will continue making the videos. It's not about the numbers, but it's about the people that really watch you. And that's what it's about. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you. And we'll catch you on the next one. Maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. Somebody else says it that way. Alright, maybe, how should I end this? Stay tuned for the next video. Maybe that's the right way. Don't mean to. When you got friends out there and you listen to them talk all the time, it just kind of rubs off, right? Anyway, we're out of here. We gotta go back to the truck. Catch you guys later. Later. Come on. Come on, come on, come on.